So aloha everyone, welcome to our self-care and service practice in the Love, Peace, and Harmony field. I'm Laurie, one of the Love, Peace, Harmony community and virtual coordinators, and happy to continue this series with you. So let's get started, and let's do our usual check-in and agenda for today. So today what I thought we would do is continue on what we've been working on. And after our check-in, we're going to work on the prefrontal cortex. We were working on emotional regulation and talking about the limbic system, the vagus nerve, and we will continue with the prefrontal cortex that can help us understand how these work together. And in particular with the prefrontal cortex, executive functioning can help us with creating a vision for ourselves. So we'll get a chance to work on that in our Love, Peace, and Harmony field meditation. And then we will talk about some next steps. So let's take this opportunity now to do our usual check-in and think about how you have been doing this past week since our last session together. And we usually check in with how our thoughts have been, how our emotions, bodily symptoms or sensations, as well as actions and behaviors. Have they been more on the positive, optimistic, peaceful, comfortable side? Or have you been feeling a bit more stressed, overwhelmed, with more pain, discomfort, and also a reflection of your actions and behaviors? We've talked about not only when we are feeling ourselves pushed, sometimes it may not be that we yelled at someone or, or was cross. However, it could also be forgetful behavior or feeling a bit more clumsy or non-coordinated or like something is off. So even with these subtle areas that we're not technically seeming negative, but it's some change in how we're doing that may indicate where we are. And the sooner we catch it, the sooner we can get back into balance and on track. Okay? And we want to really look at ourselves without judgment, without attachment or non-attachment. We want to be actually really honest with ourselves, because only with that honesty and awareness can we move forward and make changes if we need to. Okay, so you can check in, you can give yourself a number from 0 to 10 as to where you feel you are and how you're doing. And at the end of our meditation, at the end of this half hour, you can check in again, and hopefully you'll feel yourself calmer, in greater love, peace, and harmony. So today's topic, we'll just do really briefly, is on the prefrontal cortex, and we're going to connect this with creating a vision and thinking about a vision for ourselves in terms of how our self-care and service life would be, right? So sometimes we know what we don't want, but we really want to create what we do want. And as I mentioned, the last few sessions that we had was about, last week was the vagus nerve. We talked about the limbic system in connection with the emotion regulation. And the limbic system and the vagus nerve practices, what we've done is we try to calm this emotional reactivity, okay, which then allows us to have the prefrontal cortex lead. As we talked about earlier, the prefrontal cortex is like the executive functioning center. It is the last to mature developmentally and actually will shut down under chronic stress, which is why calming the vagus nerve and the limbic system is foundational before activating our vision, okay? And so we want to have like clear thoughts, clarity to create vision and not have it be overwhelmed by the stressors. Okay. So the prefrontal cortex is responsible for self-awareness, self-control, planning and long-term vision, conscious decision-making, empathy, and service-based thinking. It is also important for suppressing the limbic reactivity, the stress, the fear, the impulsivity. Some maybe people who've went through trauma, a lot of time the limbic reactivity is quite high, and we want to learn how to calm so the executive functioning or the prefrontal cortex can connect and make more maybe logical, rational, calming decisions. So we will do this in the love, peace, and harmony field. And as we know, everything has its own vibratory field. And each of our vibrational fields are connected in the quantum field of the collective. So when we align the vibrations of love, peace, and harmony, we can not only uplift our lives, but we can support the uplifting of the world. So think about the love, peace, and harmony field, the calligraphies, the word repetitions. These messages can strengthen these synaptic pathways in our prefrontal cortex, which then weaken the reactive circuits and enhances our conscious regulation. So if you notice, if sometimes we tend to be very reactive or emotional, it's hard to think clearly. It's hard to make really good decisions because our emotions are, taking over. So in this love, peace, and harmony field, we can practice this. And for those of you who are really ready for creating the vision for your self-care, we can go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead, and these are the words. Some of you online, most of you are familiar with the love, peace, and harmony song. I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Join hearts and souls together. Love, peace, and harmony. Love, peace, and harmony. So some of you may know this, and if you're singing it, and if you can sing it really consciously with connecting to the feeling, connecting to the imagery or imagery that's created, connecting with the calligraphy pathway, that can really help one calm that reactivity. It can integrate and help us develop new pathways for our prefrontal cortex as our mind. So let's have a practice, and let's first of all get into your safe space. Again, we're going to help to calm the nervous system, activate more the vagus nerve, the calming, the more autonomic or parasympathetic part of the system, to kind of calm ourselves down. So imagine again your safe space. You can imagine this field of love, peace, and harmony. So we have these calligraphies that carry this high frequency vibration, and you can imagine that it is creating a field around you that you feel safe and relaxed. Again, we want to really calm that nervous system down. And you want to imagine, this is where we're using a prefrontal cortex to visualize this beautiful light field around us. Okay. And feel this light. You can imagine the colors, maybe images. And allow yourself to really feel this love, peace, and harmony. And as we chant or say the words or sing the words, visualize these words. Beautiful, it's coming in as beautiful light, could be golden light, rainbow light, purple light, going through your brain, your body, weaving these neural pathways, clearing blockages, and strengthening our pathways for love, peace, and harmony. We are rewiring ourselves for love, peace, and harmony. So allow yourself to really feel that love. For those of you who may be working on like self-love issues, just even the first line, I love my heart and soul. I love my heart and soul. Really feel this love coming in. So your brain is creating that message, and then allow your heart to receive, feel that message. You want to work until you actually can believe what you are saying. Okay. So I love my heart and soul. So many of us may sing this song regularly, but do you really feel it? Allow yourself to take it to the next level. I love my heart and soul. And see where you are in this process. Again, if it's hard and you feel a part of you rejecting that message, allow yourself to imagine, be non-judgmental, imagine how it might feel to really love your heart and soul. You can imagine maybe loving others and their heart and soul, loved ones or children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, others around us. So allow yourself to use your prefrontal cortex to find a way to really align with these words. I love my heart and soul. I love my heart and soul. Once you get it, you can move to the next line. I love all humanity. So some of us may have positive beliefs about humanity. Some of us may not, it may not be so positive. Notice where you might be holding the negative messages and see if you can find a way to connect with the light of humanity, to really, truly love. And you can start with those that you do love, your family, your friends. Maybe you have co-workers or neighbors that you love. Some people follow different people online. You may not know them personally, but you love different celebrities or artists, right? So find a way to expand this sense of love from outside of you, or starting with yourself and going outward. I love all humanity. And for those of us who really are wanting to, that service oriented, we are self-care and service, and many of you really want to help others. Joining these hearts and souls together, loving humanity, joining souls to get hearts and souls together can be a beautiful service. So allow yourself to see where you are in that level of service. Loving humanity, joining hearts and souls together to really create love, peace, and harmony. Love, peace, and harmony. Love, peace, and harmony in yourself. Love, peace, and harmony in the world around you. So again, feel each phrase. You can just start with the first phrase if you haven't really connected. Okay, so you can just work on one phrase. Or for those of you who are familiar and want to work on all, that's fine. Just intuitively check what feels right for you. As you're calm, your prefrontal cortex can make decisions with clarity, which line you want to connect with at this time. Allow that line to settle in to your nervous system. I love my heart and soul. I love my heart and soul. And imagine this version of yourself that you love, your heart and soul. And you can imagine a version of yourself in a vision of your self-care and service. So think about it. Self-care is a lifestyle. And how are you in that lifestyle? How do you look when you have proper self-care? You could be in good health, relaxed, confident, centered, grounded, making wise decisions and choices, making decisions with clarity and calmness. You can feel yourself resilient, responding to what life brings, but still allow yourself to return back to balance. Again, increasing your vagal tone or your resilience, as we spoke about in our last session. Feel yourself being that you know that you can be, or yet you are, and getting to be more and more. And again, with I love my heart and soul. Love all parts of yourself, even the parts that you know you're working on to take to the next level. So feel and imagine that version of yourself. For those of you who are really wanting to focus on the service part, you can imagine yourself serving with your heart, with clarity, with a joyful focus, enjoying what you do. So serving is not a chore, it's not something you have to do, it's something you love to do. It comes naturally, easily. So you can work on either your service or your self-care. Okay. Start, again, let your emotions calm and allow yourself to get a clear idea of what it is that you want to focus on. Okay. Activating the prefrontal cortex to get a clear information. Okay. I'm going to just enhance and absorb the visualization. So once you have a visualization of yourself having and incorporating a wonderful self-care process or serving with love and light and joy, allow yourself to feel it, imagine it, and you want to enhance it. Feel the colors, the light as you're in this role of high-level positive self-care and service. Feel the light. Feel that you're enjoying. And if you are feeling challenged, feeling blocked, let the love, peace, and harmony feel that message coming in to help to clear that negative information. We've done the face meditation. We're going to face all parts of ourselves, even the blockages, with the messages of love, peace, and harmony. Love, peace, and harmony. Let these messages allow you to get deeper into love, peace, and harmony, to allow yourself to feel any negative information clearing. And you might notice, get some insights. What are some of the messages that you may be carrying that is interfering with an increased quality of self-care and service? And again, this uses your prefrontal cortex, getting these insights. But first, we need to calm ourselves, know that we are safe, we are unconditionally loved, protected, and supported. Okay. For those of you who have your visualization, allow yourself to enhance it, feel the light, seeing yourself beautiful version of yourself with a positive, high-level self-care routine and a service practice. So again, healthy, strong, confident, centered, joyful, serving with love and light, with joy, clarity, focus, okay. Easily making decisions where you know yourself, your values, your priorities, feeling this alignment with your true purpose. Yeah. So allow yourself to go deeper and deeper, enhance and absorb this visualization. Feel the light like a sponge. You are absorbing these messages, creating, reinforcing these positive neural pathways like a neural map, creating your own internal GPS for your future actions because you know your priorities for self-care and service. You know your values. We've done that in other classes. So you know who you are. And we're going to, again, breathe in these messages of love, peace, and harmony, allowing you to go deeper and deeper into stillness and relaxation. Inhale, love, peace, and harmony. Okay, we're going to do the I love my heart and soul. Inhale, I love my heart and soul. The light of this message, the more you say it, the more these neural connections. And if you feel that message, even if it's a little, every time you come on, you might notice a shift. It gets easier and easier to do till you really truly believe it or feel it more deeply. I love my heart and soul. I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. I love all humanity. Wishing love, peace, and harmony for all humanity, right? Join hearts and souls together. So with this love and light, with love, peace, and harmony, we join hearts and souls together, joining hearts and souls together. See yourself joining in love and light, in love, peace, and harmony with the loved ones, and extending throughout the world. Love, peace, and harmony. This intention to bring love, peace, and harmony into our lives, lives of our loved ones, and we wish that for all souls. Love, peace, and harmony. Just imagine, allow your mind to visualize these messages. Again, in a calm, peaceful state, visualizing this uses your prefrontal cortex, allowing you to create new neural pathways, helping and seeing and feeling your prefrontal cortex connect and respond well to your limbic system, the vagus nerve, to calm, relax. And in this state, we can also think clearly. Okay. So inhale again, love, peace, and harmony. Love, peace, and harmony. And imagine it's going through all parts of your body. We're going to inhale to our lower abdomen area. Imagine this light ball, which is like in a foundational area. Inhale, love, peace, and harmony. Exhale, feel that message concentrating in your lower abdomen. In your lower abdomen. Love, peace, and harmony. In your lower abdomen. Again, inhale, love, peace, and harmony. Feel it expanding throughout your body, to your heart. your vagus nerve that transmits all of these positive messages to your brain, prefrontal cortex, the limbic system calming, prefrontal cortex activating to feel and feel yourself in that vision of being in love, peace, and harmony. Let's end with a thank you, thank you, thank you. So now just check in. You can maybe move your body a bit. Again, keeping that message of love, peace, and harmony in your mind and in your heart as you continue on the day. The more you can practice this phrases and allow it to be a connection for you. So when you say love, peace, and harmony, when you hear the love, peace, and harmony song, your body can quickly move back into that state of balance, right? Increasing our vagal tone, which then also can help us with our prefrontal cortex balancing. Okay. So I would love to hear how people are feeling, or if you have any questions on any of this information. And please write in the comments how you're feeling. And if there's anything that, any questions or comments. And while we're waiting for that, we'll do some next steps. So again, allow these sessions to help you continue on your wellness journey. So working on your self-care and service goals regularly, you can again think of this high-level self-care being and your service vision that we did in today's meditation, and see if you can integrate it regularly into your life. You can also follow up on resources of this topic. So if you are interested in the brain, this is the limbic system, decision-making, but also it does integrate with what we've talked about before, vagus nerve, the limbic brain, and the prefrontal cortex. There's a lot of information out there. You can go back to some of our previous classes that we've done as well on our playlist. And you can also continue to practice with the love, peace, harmony field. My mom Annette plays the music, has the meditations. You can go to our YouTube channel, and we have a playlist and different love, peace, harmony meditations that will maybe have the music and the words that you can connect with more deeply. And please join our free wellness evening with Tao Calligraphy. I believe I am on for this week. And actually, you can find, usually I do some Tao Calligraphy writing. And actually, I find that Tao Calligraphy writing is such a wonderful way that we get to integrate all. We work on the vagus nerve calming. You get a chance to relax, just like they found how our bodies relaxes by writing calligraphy. And also with the prefrontal cortex, it's kind of getting that clarity. But the thinking is a bit different because we do still use the prefrontal cortex in learning, but it is balanced in being in harmony with the other parts of the brain. So this is a wonderful exercise to really brain balancing exercise as well. But we will also talk about some of the upcoming events there. And I think we might be having on the topic about, in honoring fathers, the paternal line in honor of Father's Day. So please join us. And again, if you do need more support, because we do have a lot of services that we can offer, we do offer a complimentary 15-minute session to help get you started. And a disclaimer, although I am a psychologist by profession, this is not, this is just for general information, and please see your healthcare providers if you need more assistance. This does not constitute like a client-therapist relationship here in this role that I have. And to continue your service journey, this is a QR code for the Love, Peace, and Harmony music. We didn't get to play it today, but you can get a free version of this at the site, and you can also share that. That's a wonderful service. It can also lead you to a donation page if you would also like to serve in that way to support the many works that they do. Okay, so just a reminder, self-care is service. And again, increasing our self-care, we increase our self-care to really increase the quality of our service. We found out how beneficial that can be for all of us. So I wanted to thank all of you for joining today. Thank you those. We're going to say bye to those on Facebook who may be watching. I want to say my greetings to all of you personally. Okay, and stop the recording.